Here is the list of Africa's highest minimum wages per month. 1. Seychelles minimum wage, $426. Seychelles has the highest minimum wage in Africa at $426 per month. Seychelles is an island nation off the coast of East Africa. The country is a tourist haven on the African continent and is made up of less than 500,000 people. Seychelles doubles as Africa's most developed country and the richest country from the GDP per capita. 2. Morocco. Minimum wage, $360. Morocco has the second highest minimum wage in Africa at $426 per month. Morocco's biggest employment sector is agriculture. The country also has a significant presence in manufacturing, tourism, mining and others. In 2018, Morocco was announced as the most visited country in Africa, beating South Africa, Kenya, Egypt and others to clinch the position. 3. Libya. Minimum wage, $325. Libya has the third highest minimum wage in Africa at $325 per month. The Libyan labor industry has some of the most stable laws guiding laborers' earnings on the entire African continent. The law provides for an 8-hour-a-day work life. Nonetheless, the industry has been claimed to be largely discriminatory, offering secluded treatments to citizens and other Africans, with some drawing some racial concerns. The country has its capital Tripoli. 4. Gabon. Minimum wage, $255. The current minimum wage in Gabon in dollars is $255 per month. Gabon has a sufficiently standard labor industry. Nonetheless, a majority of the laws on labor in the country are either not enforced or are ignored by employers. This has seen complaints from laborers working longer hours and even earning less than minimum wage. Agriculture is the country's biggest employer. 5. Mauritius. Minimum wage, $251. The minimum wage in Mauritius is $251. Mauritius has a very flexible labor sector with increased concentration on finance, tourism and other service-related sectors. The country has a population of over 1 million people, with Port Louis being its capital and largest city. Mauritius is currently home to some of the biggest financial service providers on the African continent. 6. South Africa. Minimum wage, $242. South Africa is the sixth highest paying nation on the African continent. The country has a minimum wage of $242. South Africa has transformed its labor laws since the apartheid era, with free trade and an eventual open economy for all South Africans. 7. Equatorial Guinea. Minimum wage, $200. Equatorial Guinea's minimum wage is currently $200. Equatorial Guinea has large petroleum reserves. Nonetheless, Equatorial Guinea's minimum wage is the lowest amount a worker can be legally paid for his work. The labor laws in Equatorial Guinea are somewhat dictatorial, with the absence of labor unions, strikes made illegal and the compulsory work-for-pay regime. Employees in Equatorial Guinea only have the option of reporting their employment grievances to foreign employers, including the government, to the Ministry of Labor. The country's capital is Malabo and has a population of over 1 million people. 8. Djibouti. Minimum wage, $198. Djibouti cancelled its national minimum wage as part of the 2006 labor code in favor of occupational categories. Now, employers and employees set wages as part of an employment contract. Public sector workers have a minimum wage of 35,000 DJF, or about $198 a month. 9. Kenya. Minimum wage, $178. The East African nation is the largest economy in East Africa and also stands as one of Africa's strongest financial centers. Kenya has a stable labor industry with some of the most skilled labor forces when it comes to service offerings. The Kenyan economy is the third largest in sub-Saharan Africa and is one of the richest nations in Africa by GDP per capita. Its capital, Nairobi, is one of Africa's strongest financial cities and the biggest financial center in East Africa. 10. Egypt. Minimum wage, $172. Egypt's legal monthly minimum wage is $172. Some of the major business centers in Egypt include Cairo, Alexandria, and Sharm el-Sheikh.